How do you buy more houses? Well, one of the ways you can do that is personal branding. It's really important. I know when I first got started and I worked locally, I reached a point where I could be in Home Depot and hear somebody say, "Hey, that's the house guy." And that's part of branding. And we're going to talk to an expert today on how all that works on the Sub2Deals Show. Hey, Sub2ers, welcome to this episode of the Sub2Deals Show, where we talk about all things subject to. And occasionally we'll talk about some other topics, but it's always something that can help you with your real estate investing business. While you're here today, we'd like to ask you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can do that at sub2tv.com. We release new videos almost every day on something that's going to help you with your real estate investing business. We'd also invite you to take a look at our training programs for creative finance and Sub2 at sub2university.com. And if you're looking for the most affordable real estate training on subject to and creative finance on the planet, check us out at $7 coaching. $7 a month. I'll personally answer your questions every week. I guarantee you will find a better deal on real estate investing training than at $7coaching.com. Guys, we're going to talk today about personal branding, getting things out there, letting people recognize you, what you do, making you the house guy or the house gal in your town. And we've brought on an expert today to talk to us about how to do that. So we're going to welcome Jay to the Sub2Deals Show.
Yo, William, I'm liking this house guy or house girl. I'm gonna start using that, man. I'm gonna start. Yo, you want to be the house guy, the house girl?
Yep.
Can I throw the accent?
Yeah, for sure. I'll tell you, that's a true story. I knew, I used the same colors on my advertising. I used the same thing, cash in 24 hours, offers made on all calls. And I was in Home Depot one day and I walked by a guy and I heard him tell somebody else, "Hey, that's the house guy." And so, I knew, I was like,
yeah. Listen, man, we had this guy in Australia. It's Australian accent, so everybody's listening. Right. And he used to sell rugs. It's called Rugs a Million. And he was the rugs guy. There was always discounts. And anytime we'd see him out, you go, "Yo, that's the rug guy." And anytime you would think of a rug, you wouldn't think of the 60 other rug places. You'd think of that dude.
Right.
And now that I'm in this position of helping other people do the same thing, whether it's on a little scale, whether you just want to be big in your church, big in your local community, or you want to be a national go-to or global go-to in your space, it really makes sense now of how powerful that was back in the 1990s, man. When I was in high school.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I'm old, man. Don't remind me.
No, but man, like it's like we get it. If you promoted yourself back in the 90s, like no wonder why you had all the opportunities. But now with social and the internet and podcasting, you can get it without having to be this larger version than life person. Without being someone you're not, without having to walk in, as I call it, like put on a different kind of makeup to impress someone you don't like to get opportunities. You can be yourself now.
Right. Okay. All right, Jay. So I know you're an international speaker and you've been helping people for over 15 years develop their professional brand. So we want to have you on here and talk to the investors that watch and that listen about how important it is to establish a personal brand. So in your opinion, tell us what is a personal brand? What's the definition of that?
Well, let's I'm very logical, man. Like the way I like to think about things, like, well, a brand is, what is a brand? And it's a person. So you are the brand. That's it. A personal brand is just someone that instead of it being this, a product, now it's you. So that's really the bigger vision here. I think a lot of people, though, probably the better way to look at it is like, why do people need to lean into themselves more? And I think a lot of people forget that. I think a lot of people think it's not important.
Right.
And I think a lot of people don't want to become, they think, oh, I don't want to be this person to do that. Oh, I could never do what William does. I'm not one of those people. He's one of those guys. And they wonder why they're struggling with their real estate business. They wonder why they're struggling raising money.
Right.
Dude, it ain't because you don't know how to close the deal. It's because they don't trust you. There's a reason for that. They don't know you. They don't connect with you. When they Google you, there's a photo of you on Facebook from 2017, and it doesn't showcase you in the best light.
Right.
You think they're going to be like, I'm really excited to give her $450,000 tomorrow? You know what? I'm just going to rethink about this for a second.
Right. Yeah. And you know, and that's one of the things that I talk to my students about. You'll see these guys, they'll talk about, well, I use a bandit sign with a burner phone. I don't want people to, you know, they don't want to put their face out there on that, but people have to trust you to really do business with you.
Yeah, man. Well, look at, you know, you and I can preach to the choir today and tell everybody how people like to do business. But okay, well, let me give you a chance to understand what we're saying. Look at something that you've made a decision about. Usually it's based on the person, not just the product.
Right.
Usually, like, look at a house that you bought. Look at a restaurant that you go to. Look at something that you constantly give money to. Usually it's not just because they have the best Chinese food. Hey, I like the lady she's funny. She's super fun. You know, oh man, he always I love the steak place. It's not the best, but he always gives me free bread and he talks to me and he treats me. That's people. You're buying because you trust him. You go back to a place and give your money and your time to someone that makes you feel something and you trust the person. So, you know, when a client says, or someone says to you, hey, go to this restaurant, you go there. Why? You trust your friend. You trust that they're going to give you a good decision. So I think if more people can understand how do I get trust or how do I tighten up the trust online, you're going to get more people to give you opportunities, which turns into money. And choices.
Yeah. If you know the story of Dave Thomas and Wendy's, you know, they had a hard time getting him out in front of the camera. But it was actually when they got him out there. I mean, here's this, you know, this older guy, you know, he's a big, heavy dude, and he's not particularly good looking. But he became the face for Wendy's and an important part of that brand. So you don't have to look like a movie star like you do to get out there, you know, and show your face. I mean, I'm a prime example of that.
Think of the guy from Subway.
Right.
You know,
for sure.
You go, I know Jared, right? They've really, and obviously now he had a whole different chapter. I don't know if you heard that story. But before, you know, well, for us not knowing that chapter, we really saw him as the Subway guy. He ate this Subway, which made him lose this weight, and he was the friendly, nerdy guy with glasses. So anyone can go to a sub joint. You know, there's, you know, there is not Papa John's. There's you know, other sub places around, but you think of Subway. Subway, Eat Fresh, Jared. So it's like people are buying people, and it's powerful when you lean into that. I think people need to stop thinking about how do I get more leads and how do I think you need to go, why aren't people that have already spoken to me not buying for me? You know, we're quick to blame the market, right? You know, William? We're quick to blame the market, blame other people. How about we turn the mirror back on ourselves and go, hang on a second, maybe it's me.
Yeah, and you know, there are things you can do. It's just like writing a book. You know, everybody says, well, if you write a book, you're an expert. People just have that association. I know since we moved to this market a couple of months ago, we've started running radio ads. And it's amazing how when people call you, it's like you're an instant celebrity. You're on the radio. You immediately have better rapport. They're easier to talk to. It's easier to make a deal with them.
Yeah. Oh, dude, when you grow your personal brand, or when you get more people to know you, let's take away personal brand. When you get more, let's make it digestible for everybody. When you make it more easier for people to know you, William,
Mhm.
watch the difference in the conversation and the trust change.
Right.
Watch how easy it is to ask the hard questions. Watch
Mhm.
how easy it is to be able to like get to the root of the problem.
Mhm.
They're not on the defense, right? They're on the offense. They're
Mhm.
actually engaged.
Right.
And I deal with it now. I deal with people who I get on phone calls with sometimes through a referral. They don't look at any of the content, and I feel like I can't be myself as much as I have to be a little bit more structured because they don't know me.
Mhm.
So, but when they know you, man, like people just give you money. They just
Right.
give you opportunities. You
Mhm.
don't even need to be the best real estate person. If they trust you, if you're an investor and someone trusts you and you've given them a win in the past and you ask them for another 75 G's, 275, 392, whatever. Okay, cool. How do I
Right.
send it?
Mhm.
What is
I,
it? How do I send it?
I like the quote that you sent me with your bio, and all you said people aren't buying the house; they're buying you. In a lot of cases, that's true.
Yeah, a lot of the, yeah. Now, logically, of course, they're not buying you. They are
Mhm.
buying the house, but they're
Right.
buying the way they need a house. They're
Mhm.
looking for a house,
Right.
but the way you presented it, the way you care about them, people, very, very few people that I've met in my this space have a very, very, very defined thing they're looking for, and they'll never bounce on a different idea. Those
Mhm.
people are very specific, and great. But most people, they need a house. I want an investment property.
Mhm.
I don't really care if there's a pool or not. Like, what do they want, and who are they going to get it from?
Right.
So I've got the money. I'm ready to buy. I'm ready to invest. There's 10 people. Why do I choose you over the next person? And
Mhm.
it's not driven on price.
Right.
Very few deals are driven because of the price.
Mhm. Mhm. So if I'm a new real estate investor and I'm working in a local market, I'm not trying to get out remotely. I'm just trying to manage my area, my hometown. What are the biggest things I can do right now to start to develop my brand and be recognized?
Yeah, well, let's. The first thing you need to do is you have to be okay with showing up. You have to be okay in putting yourself out there. There
Mhm.
is no trick, there is no strategy, there is no shortcut if you're not going to put yourself out on camera.
Mhm.
Gone are the days where you could have one real estate photo and they do this,
Right.
this. I can get my red jacket from the cupboard. You
Mhm.
can put the red jacket on or power. They people are smart, man. So you have to figure out a way how to get comfortable on this piece of this
Right.
machine, right? Otherwise it's going to be more challenging for you, because if there are two people wanting to promote themselves, let's say you live in Nebraska, and one lady that looks like you, that sounds like you, she's doing content every day, and you
Mhm.
decide to do one photo for the year,
Right.
guess who's more likely probably going to get more people to know her, and more opportunities will be thrown at her,
Right.
because she's figure out how to get through the feeling of I'm not worried as much as what people think of me.
Right.
And I think a lot of people, that's the biggest issue when it
Mhm.
comes to everything. It's
Yeah.
not that they don't want to be more known, it's they're scared of putting themselves out there. So step one, figure out, hire a coach. You have to figure out what you're going to do to be okay to put yourself out there, because
Mhm.
nothing I can do or we can share, William, that's going to help them get the deals if they're not willing to show up. So
Right.
let's say that you're willing to do that. Second thing, what I would do is go to the people of influence in your city,
Mhm.
usually the mayor, usually the restaurant owner. Who is the guy or girl that knows everybody,
Right.
right? You don't need to pay an expensive PR firm like myself. I'm giving you the secrets how to make it in your city. Go put a lunch on or a dinner on and invite influential people. And
Mhm.
literally, you can do this.
Mhm.
Let's say William Tingle, you're the new guy in Nebraska. Okay. Hey, everybody. Hey, my name is William Tingle. I want to have a private lunch. I'd love to invite you. I'd love to introduce my business and myself to you. It's
Mhm.
clear, it's intentional, it's confident. And even if you get 4 people to show up of influence, that's 4 people that you didn't have. Lunch is going to be $500. It's Nebraska. Everybody relax. Maybe it's $2,000. I don't know. Miami, it's $2,000 for a lunch here. I'm joking. But the point of the story is you bring people to an event. They can meet you. They can hear you speak. They can see everything about you. You look after people. You are getting a phone call the next week. Yo, hey, man, I got a guy for you. Give him a referral deal. Give him something.
Right. Okay.
The fastest way to build this brand is you got to get people to know you. And the fastest way to do that is to get people to an event where they can meet you. Because camera will only showcase you in enough way. An article will only show you in enough way.
Right.
Me on a podcast will only be enough because maybe they're like, oh, Jay's acting on the podcast because he wants people to see him in a good way. I get it.
Right.
If they can meet you in person, they can see you, feel you, see what you're like without cameras. They can really get to meet the person that they may do business with. And if you do that once a month for the next year in 2023, you will make money. You will get opportunities. Just set the date at a restaurant. Talk to the guy. Hey, listen, I'm going to bring 10 people to the restaurant. What is that going to cost me? Well, he may just go, you know what? I'll cover lunch. They cover drinks. I need a business. I do that a lot. Or just pay the bill. And think of it like this. It's a $500 or $1,000 investment to advertise who you are to people of influence. So it's $12,000 for the year.
Right.
Do you think you're going to make $12,000 back of commissions if you had 10 people at an event for 12 months? See the logic and the math?
Sure. It's like any other marketing. I mean, we do that with radio. If right now we're spending $3,000 a month on radio, that's $36,000 a year. One deal will pay for that and then some per year. We know we'll buy more than one deal a year from radio.
Exactly. Yeah. And then it's the ladder too, right? So it's not just the one deal, it's the compounding effect. This is what content does. This is why buying real estate, even if you're not making a huge return now, it's wealth. Content is wealth online.
Right.
You're not going to make the money straight away, but if you consistently put in the content and do this and be okay with it, I've seen it happen to me. I've seen it happen to all the clients. Like, you cannot lose.
Right.
You cannot lose because you're going to get the advantage. No one can fake 300 videos they've done. You just can't.
Right. Yeah.
And someone does their Google search on you, they don't know you. They see press and content and podcasts and you doing events. They're like, this guy, who is this guy? I have to meet this lady.
Right.
And they will be, and I was going to just let me finish on the one thing, that they will be more likely, William, to want to give you money. I have people go, hey man, I got to work with you. Like, you're the guy.
Right.
So,
yeah. Absolutely. I know since I've started creating more content just with my podcast and with YouTube channel, you'll meet a lot more people. Like I said, I've been around for a long time and I've taught a lot of students, but not being on YouTube and things like that, I mean, it's really grown the business a lot. You get a lot more exposure.
Yeah.
So for again, and I go back to real estate investors because that's mainly who we talk to here. So you think having a lunch, calling in influential people, that kind of thing, everyone should have, and this is my opinion, you tell me, you're the expert, but everyone should have a YouTube channel where they have tips for homeowners. If you're trying to sell your home, do this, do that. I mean, that's absolutely free. It takes you a couple of minutes of video literally to do it. Man, it'll do a lot for you.
Yeah, the problem is, man, is that most people won't do it.
Yeah. People are afraid of the camera. They really are.
They're scared. Yeah. So, like, number one fear in the world is public speaking. So it is just the level underneath that. It's public video where you don't know what's going to happen. They're going to think. Right. It's not as bad as public speaking because you can't see people's opinion. But it's, so in a way, sometimes I'm asking people to still do the number one fear in the world. I mostly know that most people won't consistently do it unless there's enough drive, there's enough pain if they lose, not do it, or I put them in a position when they're forced to. That's why even all my big clients, they'll fly to Miami. And what I do is film these videos for me. It'll be like 2 weeks. You're flying to Miami because obviously you're not going to do it. So I get them into Miami. I put them in a place where they can't run away. I let them sit in front of the camera. I tell them what to say. and then they get out, they're done, and then they take all the credit. Oh, I did it. Yeah, really. But so you're right. I think people do need to do your content on YouTube because that's a platform that will never die from a search point of view.
Right.
But if you're not willing to put, like, if I know that most people won't do that, how can we get wins for them now? So like everyone in the city should be going and introducing themselves to the mayor or the city council. That's what the city council's meant for. It's the people. Hey, when's a great time I can book in a meeting with the mayor? That's the mayor's job. Like you like what I don't understand is we have these free resources and tools in front of us, but everyone's trying to figure out the brand new copywriting headline for their website that gets 4 views. Go back to the basics. Go back to the simplest, the simple things that are available for you for free. You should be Googling real estate investor conferences. I'm a big component for using money to get the best education at the best conference, because most people don't understand conference business. So they'll make a real estate conference $2,000 for VIP for 2 days. Dude, you can get access to all the speakers, free lunch, free breakfast for 2 days. So the total trip is $3,000, but you meet everyone in your space.
Right.
Like if you did that with getting known in your city, you don't even need to do anything else just to start off with.
Right. Right. And you know, another key thing that's so simple, you're right about some things that are so simple. I was at a RIA recently speaking for a real estate club, and I make sure that everybody that I meet, I give them a business card, let them know who I am and what I do. And a shocking number of people don't even have business cards. I mean, you should let everybody that you meet know what you do. There's a reason that I became the house guy. You know, I wore a shirt that said, you know, I buy houses, baseball caps. I mean, business cards. I mean, all those things you do every day.
Man, yeah, you got like, well done, William, for putting yourself out there. You know, it's really, it's sad because I don't, not even Tony Robbins has the answer. He has the answer of how to change, but the change has to come, whatever that is within, for you to change that much.
Right.
So it sucks for me, man, because the ideas and advice and the strategies have worked. People know it works. People are not stupid. They know if they do more videos, they will probably get somewhere. But there's that kind of fear of doubt and rejection and worry. Like if you want to raise money right now, it's really, and you're struggling, figure out why the people haven't given you the money. Like as I told you, go and call the old investors. I did this a lot because it really deals with my ego and character, and it puts me back in line. I'll ask people, hey man, I just want to understand something. I'll call, maybe a proposal didn't go through. 4 months later, I'll call them. I'll get a hold of them. Hey man, it's Jay. Hey, what's going on? Hey, I want to ask you an honest question. Please be honest with me. This will help me a lot. Okay, what's up? Why didn't you move forward with me? Because I really want feedback.
Right.
And when you come from that authenticity, they're like, you know what, Jay? I liked you. You were just really pushy. You know what, Jay? I didn't, I wasn't a fan. Or you know what, Jay? I actually, most of the time, man, it's, you know, I just wasn't ready, or I didn't have the money and I lied.
Right.
But at least you can figure out where you can improve. And for people trying to raise money, it's not usually from the people we've helped, man. It's never really the reason why what they think it is. Oh, they didn't have the money. The deal wasn't good. Maybe they foresaw something online they didn't like.
Right.
Maybe there's not enough trust.
Okay. So, Jay, tell everybody about your service, because I know you have a service that can help people with their branding.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you're listening right now and something I've said resonates with you, whether you're like, you know what, Jay, 2023, I got to do something. Like, I know I have to put myself out there. I know if I get more people to know me, I will get more cash flow and choices. Or if you're like, you know what, Jay, I'm already doing things, but it's not working. Like I'm already on YouTube, I'm doing Instagram, I'm hitting a roadblock. I don't know the right direction because I get told all this wrong information. If you're wanting to become the go-to in the space, if you're wanting to bring in deals quicker and then bring in investor money quicker, have a call with me. aceofspadesagency.com/apply. It's a free call. It's a strategy call. It's not a let me pick your brain call. It's a call to find out where you're at, where you want to get to. If I can help you, I'll share ways that we work together, and that's it.
Okay, awesome. So Jay, thanks so much for being here today with us and talking about personal branding. And you guys go check Jay out at his website and book a call with him. If he determines y'all aren't a good fit to work together, he'll tell you and probably give you some tips on what you can do.
Absolutely.
So, man, we appreciate the heck out of you. Thanks so much for being here today.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, dude.
Okay, great. Okay. All right, guys, that is it for this episode of the Sub2Deals Show. You can subscribe to us on YouTube at sub2tv.com. We'd love for you to do that. And we'll see you next time. So you guys take it easy. Talk to some sellers. Buy some houses.